Matt Machuroso here, creator of Xenoplicity and the Q system it runs on. Just a quick little video. I just want to do a shout out to Shonner. I love your content, man. I really do. And you've done some reactions to some of my videos. And one of them that you did was I was talking about how to role play, and you had made a counterpoint in the video. You had said, don't narrate what player characters see or smell or feel. Instead, you just describe what's in the area. That's all you do. Don't tell them what they see. Just describe what's in the room. And here's my pushback to that. If that is true, then you, Shonner, when you are game mastering a game, or when I'm game mastering a game, the player characters walk into a room, and in the room there is an invisible creature, like a monster, but it's invisible. There's also a couch and a TV and a desk, okay? Do you describe what's in the room, or do you just describe what the player characters can see? Do you describe the invisible monster, or do you just describe the furniture and the television? And this is, I guess, at the focus of what I'm trying to get at. You do describe the senses of the player characters, because you're only going to describe what's visual to the player characters. If something is hidden or concealed or invisible, you do not mention it in the description of the room, because you're really not describing what's in the room. You're describing what's visible in the room. And so this is why I use language like it's what they can see, because that's probably the most accurate definition of what I'm describing. There are things in the room that are maybe hidden or concealed, and I'm not describing what's in the room for real. I'm describing what's visually in the room from their perception of it. This could also be true if there is a spell that's over the room where it mirages everything that's there to be something different. Maybe the room is old and ragged and torn, and there's holes in the floor, but there is a spell over the room that makes everything look new and pristine, and the floor flat and solid and complete. I'm going to describe what the player characters actually sense, what they see, not what's really there. And this is why I use the language that I do, because I'm describing the senses, and I'm doing so because this is a fictional space. This is a blank canvas of an idea. And so unless me as the game master, I describe it, then the players don't know it's there to interact with. And so they need that cue to then know how they can react to such things, right? They don't know that a sound is coming from up ahead unless I tell them they hear a sound and describe what that sound sounds like, okay? If the person was deaf, then I wouldn't describe that. If the person was blind, would you still describe what's in the room, or would you not describe anything because they can't see anything? Maybe you only describe what they smell or what they hear, but you're not going to describe what they see. Why? Because they're blind, because they can't see anything. Everything's black. So you're not going to describe anything visually. But that's, again, going back to the point. You're describing the visual. You're not describing what's actually there, right? And the same thing goes for if there's a room and it's covered in darkness, if it's completely black, right? You don't describe what's in the room, even though the what's in the room is still consistently there, right? No, you're not going to describe that there's a rock right in front of the player characters if it's pitch black, and because why? They can't see it, right? You're only describing what they can see.